Hey everybody, this is the Social Hermit from welcome to the new channel, the Aeons Project. We are ditching the whole Trade Hunters thing and we are switching over to a new channel called the Aeons Project. This is going to be one of the first videos for it. Today you're going to see some Payday gameplay. This is our wonderful buddy, Silent Sniper, aka Gary Oak, running through here. He's going to have a couple playlists, I'm going to have a playlist. We got a whole bunch of guys that are going to be working on some stuff here. But today, actually, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about just something I wanted to go over. Since this is Payday, and Payday 2 is going to be coming out, and your entire thing is just to be a bank robber and doing all these types of things where you're doing massive amounts of criminal activity and everything else, I wanted to go ahead and do a talk on criminals and the social beings that we, well, kind of how we get everything together as human beings and why we try and emulate these guys, these bank robbers, gangsters, drug dealers, all these different things. Now, as you can see, Gary Oak doesn't take a easy way to do things. So, I'm just going to simply talk about how Americans and other people inside of media, video games, all these different things, and why it is that criminals and criminal activity is emulated massively. One thing could be Saints Row the Third. I enjoy that game. I really do like it. It's very kind of therapeutic. You get to be a gang member who just basically gets to do whatever you want. Payday, you're just stealing stuff, causing massive mayhem, all these kinds of things. And all of these games are amazing games that have wonderful stories and great backgrounds to them. Now, one of the things that we usually see is, we have people, emulating drug dealers and everything. These aren't people that we want to have our children emulate. We don't want them to go out and commit crimes all the time. I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous if we have them going out and, shooting up things and whatnot. And one of the things that we always worry about is if our kids are going to be well-adjusted human beings who try and follow the laws and follow the rules and whatnot, and trying to, just be good people. And criminals aren't exactly good people. They kind of, kill people and break laws that are originally designed to keep us and the rest of society safe. Well, if we take a look at this, one of the big reasons why a lot of video games and other things like that are emulating and showing, criminals in a positive light, not really even a positive, but having us emulate and try and be just like these criminals. Oh, we can go and we can do all this. It's because normal people, people that aren't criminals, don't usually get to do this. So, I mean, what other time are you going to be able to go and rob a bank? Or, be a drug dealer, or do a gang war, or shoot up, a whole bunch of things. Play Postal 2, and you're just going around killing people with, like, weasels and badgers and whatnot. It's ridiculous. When we try and take these different things and just make them a bit of an issue, and say, oh, look at this, this is a bad thing because it emulates criminal activity. Yeah, it emulates criminal activity, but it emulates it in a way that if somebody wants to try and be a criminal and just experience what it's like, they can now do it in a very, reasonable and simple way that isn't endangering anyone. They're just playing a video game. Now, one of the big reasons that somebody plays these types of game and enjoys being a criminal is they will not have another chance to actually do this unless they actually go out and commit crimes. And most people don't want to commit crimes. it usually leads to jail time, to possibly, being taken away from your loved ones, from possibly, being taken away from all the freedoms and everything you have as just a regular person who doesn't commit crimes. Now, as you can see, Gary Oak is doing wonderful things such as shooting up cops, which we really don't condone, but it's a video game. There's no other time when you can really just go around and kill people, except in video games. Now, if somebody likes to play these criminal games, does that make them a criminal? Does that mean that they're gonna be a criminal? No, they're not. They're just trying to do these things so that they can experience it a little bit. Does that mean that everybody that plays Grand Theft Auto is going to turn into a criminal and want to, go out and, beat up hookers with a baseball bat? No, it doesn't. What it does mean is that people just want to play these games. And I find it silly that everyone tries and says, oh, these are, this is nothing but, people trying to be criminals, and they want to do this, and they want to do that, and it teaches bad morals. Okay, bad morals are going to be taught anyway if you're a poor parent. If you are telling your kids, hey, this is an okay game, and you are all of 8 years old, and you can go ahead and play some, game where you can pick up hookers and have sex in a car. It's stupid to try and blame someone's skills, not someone's skills, someone's mentality and everything else on a video game. It's a damn video game. You're not gonna have any problems like that. I don't think you're gonna have any issues of people going, oh, we're gonna go and we're gonna shoot up a school, or we're gonna go and do this or do that. You're not gonna have that. You're going to have people who just want to play some video games. And it's got a good storyline. And, you get to pretend to be something. It's kind of cool. But, well, I'm rambling a little bit right now because it's all of, 6:46 in the morning, and I've been up all night. Blessed insomnia, and I haven't been able to play a video game thanks to my graphics card being down. But back to the subject at hand. These are just video games, and we emulate these because they live lives and they are acting out things that you would normally never experience. Things like Waist Deep with Tyrese. You don't get to go and see that, and it's got the game. And we listen to these gangster rappers and everything. We don't get to normally experience any of that if you're just a non-criminal. It doesn't mean that it's somebody's trying to be, a bad person by playing these games or watching these movies or whatnot. Humphrey Bogart and everything else played a whole bunch of fun little things, and he had a lot of mob connections. Frank Sinatra, all these old actors and everything had mob and mafia connections and things like that, and theorized mafia connections. I'm going to make that very clear so then we don't get sued for libel slander. These are assumed things that happen. But one of the things that we can see is that somebody likes to like the Rat Pack and that old gangster and everything, all these old style things where you get to see these people that are amazing, just they lived grandiose lifestyles and everything else that nobody else is ever going to have. These guys went and robbed banks, they shot up cars, they strike fear into the hearts of men and wooed over women everywhere. And it's ridiculous that you would think, oh, this is, somebody that's, really dangerous and everything else. Oh, I'm so scared. But these are guys and women also that would commit these crimes in massive amounts. But they would have very interesting things. They would lead interesting lives that you would normally never experience. And if you think about it, who doesn't want to at least have a little bit of danger and excitement in their lives. And if you could experience that, experience something through the eyes of a gang member or a hitman who goes and he kills people for money, and it's exciting. You commit hacker espionage and things like that in a really, secluded way, and it's kind of mysterious and sexy. If you can experience that in a manner that's safe and is still pretty much the same experience, you're just not actually going out and doing it in the real world, but you're doing a simulation. So think about that. Wouldn't you rather go and do the simulation instead of, going out and possibly getting jail time or any other number of things? I mean, if we can get these types of things going where, we're gonna go and instead of having everyone, playing things like, massive amounts of killing and whatnot, yeah, I mean, nobody actually wants to have somebody doing a whole bunch of killing and whatnot in even video games. I'd personally rather see, sex in video games and things like that, where you see scenes of either, sensuality and whatnot, instead of dealing with other such things like that. But you get to do these things that when you normally never do them, you'd usually probably get in some deep shit for doing this stuff. And yeah, that's the thing that we're going to be doing in this channel. There's not going to be really filters or anything like that. It's just us kind of, doing our stuff and everything. So, not too many censors, but it's going to be our honest opinions. But when you're trying to, say that, because this person is playing this game, they're more likely to go out and commit the same crime because it's deemed as, okay. No, that's not how it goes. How it's deemed is it's just deemed as being, them playing a video game, or them reading a mystery spy novel, or them, trying to be the, wonderful hitman who, goes and kills people for money. And I mean, even watching, movies. The John Dillinger movie with, Johnny Depp. Did we look at that and say, this is a horrible thing because it's, a thing about this guy who was famous for robbing banks and a Tommy gun and doing all these types of things that are horrible acts? No, we don't think about that. We think, it's Johnny Depp, he's sexy, he's mysterious, and he's playing John Dillinger, one of the most famous criminals in the world. Well, in American history. Godfather was an amazing film, and it emulated the mafia lifestyle and the Italian mob. We don't see these things unless they are pushing our agenda of, these are bad things. No, when we see them as just something that we enjoy and it's something that's really well done, no, we don't get that. We don't look at it and go, this is sending a bad message to kids who should be watching this. Who the hell is letting their 8-year-old or somebody who they can't explain to their kid, hey, this is not real, and some of the actions in this are, not good. You shouldn't be doing these things in real life. This is a video game. If your dumb-ass kid can't separate, it can't separate the difference between reality and a video game, that's your poor parenting skills, not the video game's fault. You shouldn't let your kid, go around, playing a goddamn video game that, they shouldn't be playing in the first place. It's just ridiculous. The general thing that I wanted to get across was, no, this is not something that you should just say, hey, this is bad, and my opinion, this is totally unacceptable. you shouldn't just immediately say, hey, you know, nobody should be able to do this. Nobody should be able to play this. Nobody should be able to watch this, just because it doesn't fit in with your morals. You know, and it's really silly to just look at a game and immediately deem it bad and not something that should be in the public mind share just because it shows something along the lines of criminal activities, sex, drugs, violence. It shouldn't do anything. You shouldn't be just looking at it and being, hey, you know, this is unacceptable. That's a weird fucking thing. The physics aren't right on that. Weird. The clipping on that's just completely weird. But whatever. Now, I can understand there being some issues and whatnot, but you know, that's all I got really to say on the matter. And it looks like our wonderful, illustrious Gary Oak, Silent Sniper, has lost. He got to the money at least, but anyway. Well, this is The Social Hermit, and this is my stuff on criminals and whatnot. So, talk to you guys later.